Hello, dear friends, ladies and gentlemen, my dear listeners, wherever you are, I want to update you to know that the battle is on. In Okigwe, no retreat, no surrender. And we shall keep moving on until we have gained victory totally from the zoo terrorist militaries. So, otu o si wee gbatakwuru ugbu a na-asụ ha ka akwụ ka na-asị ewu onye akwụ na ikwe na-asụ ha ụta nke si asụ ha ndị agbara apịa ndị agbajisiri ụkwụ ndị na-egbe uzi egbe na-achọ ka ha ga-esi agbakpu ime ọhịa ụfọdụ tụrapụ ngwa ọgụ ha ji mana ọ bụghị ihe ahụ ka anyị na-ele anya maka na chiaba na-ejigo mgbe ndị gburu isi ji apụta ahịa ka m mekwe ka o doo n'anya na Igbo adịghịkwa na abụọ n'ụwa niile gbaa gburugburu na Igbo ofu Igbo ka enwe ofu agbụrụ ka enwe na-asụ asụsụ Igbo n'ụwa niile gbaa gburugburu. Ka anyị zikọ ihe anyị ji wụrụ original, ka anyị zikọ ihe anyị ji wụrụ ọgbara mbụ, ka anyị zikọ ihe anyị ji karịa ha ọrụ n'ọkpụkpụ aka ọkwa nnọọ ihe eji ego eme nnọọ anyị na-achị n'ihe eji ego eme ọkwa anyị na-achị n'ihe eji ọkpụkpụ aka eme anyị na-achị na akụ na ụba anyị na-achị n'ụdị dị iche iche otu Chukwu Okike si wee kee anyị ọ mara mma. Ekelekwa m unu ọhaneze na-ege m ntị. Ana m eme ka unu mara na ndị na-achị ala Igbo agaghị akwụsị Biafra Liberation Forces from doing the needful in the land of Okigwe and in the land of Biafra entirely, wheresoever it is happening. Because injury to one is an injury to all. We wouldn't want any part of our body to be removed because we are one body. Biafrans are one body. If you don't know, I'm informing you now, right here, that Biafrans are not two in the whole world. Biafrans are but one. So for this reason, we respect the rule of law. We respect life and dignity. We respect properties. We value our fellow human beings as we value ourselves. And this was why many of us decided to leave our foreign stations to come down to the land that our ancestors have left for us. Our ancestors, I believe, that must have fought for the land of Biafra and defeated millions of people in those days, which we didn't witness as the world began, because we can take this genealogy from the children of Israel, from the cradle, on how they started their journey. The journey that's supposed to take them probably 4 days, took them 4 years, 40 years in the wilderness, where they are moving in order to get to the land of their ancestors, the promised land. A lot of things happen, very catastrophic experiences. And God said he will not forgive those who punished the Israelites when they were going to the promised land. And that very promise is still applicable and intact today to whosoever that believe in Biafra land. That freedom is the watchword. Freedom is the tech. Freedom is the memory verse. And can never be overemphasized, because it will not get to our turn and the freedom will become a criminal offense. Self-determination is not offense. Self-determination is not a criminal offense. Self-defense is not a criminal offense. So for this reason, we are entitled by law, internationally, binding the whole world, that you should defend yourself and you can get yourself free from any entanglement, because God did not create anyone bound, created us free. And from today, I want to inform you that in the whole world, nobody have the monopoly to take your life away because you are a Biafran. So what I'm promising you this very moment is that Uzuoku Gana and Lelu, all right? Smoke must be echoing in the air. Smoke must be going from the ground to the up until we get what we are looking for. The forest in Biafra land, they will not rest until we have finished the sons of Anakim, Amalek, the Jebusite, the Perishite, the Gagashite, all the shites from north must be crushed before we can now say, let us rearrange what the Gagashite and Perishite and Jebusite have rearranged in our nation. So, dear friends and brothers and lovers of freedom, I want to tell you that we fight in the morning, we fight in the afternoon, we fight in the night. Midnight fight is approaching, and that is when to know who is who. As Fulani terrorists decided to be moving in the midnight when people are sleeping and start massacring people with the impunity, and it was accommodated and hanky-panked by Nigeria government. And that is why we say Biafra is real. And what has just happened to one of our leaders in Finland, Simon Ekpa, have raised our anger, and we are not only being angry, we are fury, and we are going to demonstrate power. As you can see what is going on, as they are now planning to deploy more soldiers. The more they come, the more the land of Biafra swallow them up. None of them will go back alive. And so also, I personally, I don't have to tell you anything, but I can assure you that men are on their way to join us from different places, because this is not 67, 70. It's not 1967, 1970, Nigeria Civil War. But I want whosoever that is a soldier in Biafra land to listen to me, because every war have a reward. We are not fighting for nothing. We have to be careful the way we move, the way we fight, the way we talk. So we have to take precautionary measure to avoid the enemies penetrating into our camps and territory. So our borders must be made sure that it is intact. So it must be tightened and tidied up. So what I'm telling you is just a little experience as a warlord. So wheresoever you are listening to me as a Biafran freedom fighter, as a Biafran soldier, this message is for all of you, and to those civilians that we are trying to protect. Please respect yourself and don't be a hindrance to us, and don't project yourself as an object of hindrance, and don't be a saboteur, because we are not ready to condone any kind of insubordination amongst us, because we come to do the needful, and the needful must be done, and to bring the criminals who are living in our bushes and forests to justice. And at the same time, we have a mandate to make sure that Nigeria soldiers are crippled in Biafra land, because several warning has been given to them, and they decided to treat us like an outcast or war treaty. So for this reason, they must learn a lesson that they have not seen before and they have not heard before, and that lesson they want to learn by experience will end them. And this is what I'm telling you, that only terrorist that is repented is the one that is in the grave. Only repented Boko Haram is in the grave. So a terrorist cannot repent. Boko Haram cannot repent. Understand? So also Nigerian politicians will never repent. And there is no godliness in all the Igbo politicians. They don't have any similitude of godliness. So for this reason, we, in our own capacity, we are coming like a flood. Don't worry. You have a lot of questions in your heart to ask. When will this start? And when will this stop? And who is this? And who is that? I have been before you are born. So, and I am here to do the needful. Thank you.